That's unfortunate, Kanasaka. You've fallen off the track. You can't just be skilled. This is a lesson. Come over here, our little promotion.
We've been waiting for you. Good work on this project. The top performer and chief technical officer, Shintaro Atsumi, came to praise us for our work. Especially you, Kanesaka. Nice coding. I heard even the leaders were left speechless. Thank you. I'm Shogo Kanesaka, a 25-year-old programmer. I think we know who the next team leader is going to be. I hope you're excited. Mr. Atsumi praised me through and through before leaving.
Well, Kanasaka, we have to celebrate!
Akiha Otsu was 1 year my senior. She slapped my shoulder. You're overreacting.
Let's go for drinks tonight.
Wait, just the two of us?
Anyways, cheers to the next leader!
In the end, I was dragged to an izakaya by Otsu. Just the two of us. I came prepared, but it's too soon to say.
What are you saying? You've got a leg up in our age group.
Our night ended without any hitches. Later that week, I was called out to the CEO, Hanai Roppongi's office. When I got there, Mr. Atsumi and Otsu were there with serious expressions.
Kanasaka, do you know why you were called here today?
No, I do not.
Actually, there was a report from Miss Otsu here. She says you sexually harassed her.
Huh?
Is it true that you two went out for drinks the other day?
Oh, yes, that's true.
How about you saying that to the next team leader, going in for a kiss and touching her chest?
No, that didn't.
You were drunk then, so maybe you don't remember.
Miss Otsu?
I can't ask you to prove something that didn't happen. But in this case, it's difficult to prove what did happen too. But since there was a report, we can't ignore it. I have a duty to create an environment that is comfortable for everyone. If you have nothing to say, I have to separate you two physically. Luckily, Out Company has branches.
You didn't do any of that, right? If you have to switch offices, your promotion will be delayed. Huh? My promotion? Yeah, so you have to say something. I have nothing to say. Mr. Atsumi's eyes peeled wide open. Miss Roppongi frowned at me.
Does that mean you accept your punishment? Is that okay with you?
As you said, there's no way for me to prove anything. Kanesaka, it's not like you. I'm sorry, Mr. Atsumi. I was naive. Miss Roppongi signed and gave out my punishment.
I understand, Kanasaka. I hereby order you to go to one of our branches. That concludes this meeting.
I understand.
Thank you!
Kanesaka. My promotion was delayed, and I was set to go to another branch.
That's unfortunate, Kanasaka. You've fallen off the track. You can't just be skilled. This is a lesson.
I had finished cleaning out my desk and was walking down the hall with my things when Otsu spoke out to me. This was a good lesson. I'll be careful when I go out for drinks with a woman from work next time.
That's nice. I don't think any woman will be interested in someone who fell off like you, though. Good luck!
Thank you for this opportunity.
Huh? This opportunity?
She seemed confused by what I said, but she seemed to figure that I was so shocked that I didn't know what I was saying. My other coworkers were sad to see me go, but with that, I left the headquarters of my company. Yes. Tears were streaming down my face. I was ecstatic. I avoided the promotion. I thought I was done for. I never thought this would happen. I actually didn't want to get promoted. I wasn't the type to show my feelings, but I was actually pretty cowardly. My own code is one thing, but I was honestly scared to be responsible for other people's codes. I can't. These days, all I've been thinking about is how to get out of it, but I got lucky. Thank you, Otsu. Okay, this time, I'm gonna try my best to not do my best, so I don't get put up for a promotion. The day after, I went to my new company in high spirits. I tried too hard, so I was up for a promotion. I just have to do the minimum work without trying hard.
Welcome! It's small, but I can say it feels homey here.
I was making this vow to myself when the branch manager, Yukie Roppongi, greeted me. Miss Roppongi's younger sister came all the way outside to get me. I feel nervous already.
Let's get started. I'll introduce you to your team members. Welcome, Shogo, to the dev room.
As I entered the office, I wondered what kind of party I stepped into.
Come over here, our little promotion.
We've been waiting for you. Wait, what?
Okay, hey, you guys are too excited. You're scaring him. I'm Risa Ninomiya. I'm 24, so a year younger. Nice to meet you.
Oh, so you're my age? I'm Takahiro Tonami.
Wait, I didn't say anything. Why do you know how old he is? We have our sources. I hope it's a source that isn't illegal.
What a fun workplace. I desperately tried to control my facial expressions. Not only did the boss come out just to get me, but do they have really high expectations of me? Relax. In any case.
Laziness, short temper, arrogance. These are the things we programmers champion here. What are you saying?
The 3 virtues of the computer programmer.
3 virtues?
Laziness, by expending the smallest amount of energy to write the most efficient code. Short temper, to make programs run faster and find bugs quicker. And arrogance, is being proud of your own high-quality coding work. It's something a famous computer programmer once said.
I see. I thought Ninomiya was just saying whatever.
So, who's the lead programmer?
Oh, that's... We're so small that everyone's on the same level. No team leaders either.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm not that skilled, so I have everyone talk about the direction of projects and stuff.
I was worried about the state of things, but thus began my life at this branch. A few months later, after completing multiple projects, I felt like I was part of the team here. The highest prospect of HQ is different. Our efficiency is on another level.
We didn't have anyone to bring us together before, so this is great.
I was trying not to try hard, but when people relied on me, I couldn't just slack off. I feel weirdly responsible. I'm an idiot. This is just like at HQ. To my dismay, I was already being treated like a leader. One day, a rather big project came to us. Normally, the lead programmer would decide how to go about this kind of project, but...
This is pretty big, right? It would be a lot of work to do it from scratch. Can we use anything we have?
Naturally, our meetings were very democratic at this branch. There's a good open source library for that. It's a really active library, so I think we can use it for this.
That's great! Let's use that and minimize our workload.
It does seem fine, but there's something about it that I'm hesitant about. If it's really active now, you could turn that around and say that it's not stable yet. is that too cowardly of me to think that way?
Huh? Kanasaka, you look like you want to say something?
Huh? Oh,
If there's something on your mind, please say it.
actually, I am a little worried about the stability of that library. I pulled from past experiences and explained the risks of using a library that was still in development. I see. You're right. If it's being actively developed, that means it's going to keep changing.
Oh, we can't just think about minimizing our work.
No, I mean, it's just a possibility. But from what I've seen these past few months, I think we can do it on our own if we all work hard.
Really?
I spoke nonchalantly, but they got all excited. Okay, let's make our own library and develop it. We can do it.
If you're saying so, I feel 100 times more motivated.
By the time I felt like I'd made a mistake, everyone at the meeting was in agreement. Wait, I can't take responsibility, so we should think.
No, it's okay. We all decided on this, so no one's gonna blame you for anything.
Ninomiya looked straight into my eyes. Unexpectedly, I felt my heart skip a beat.
When you decide things in a group, the leader's opinion usually holds the most weight. But everyone around here is to support that leader.
I see. Wait, I'm the leader? 6 months passed. The project was moving forward smoothly as we developed our own library. Oh yeah, the GAFA library you mentioned before, it's a standard in the industry now. The aforementioned library was now being used by all sorts of companies. Maybe we could have just used it then. It's fine. It might have been a little pointless to make it on our own, but we all learned a lot.
Besides, we optimized our functions so our speeds are faster.
Suddenly, one day, I was called out by Yukie. I remembered when Otsu tricked me and got a little nervous, but I couldn't think of a reason.
I'm sorry, Kanasaka, for calling you out during the workday.
Wait, there's a reason? Maybe it's because we used extra funds to create our own library. I decided to apologize first. I'm sorry. I used up unnecessary funds due to my decision. But that wasn't it. Yukie looked confused. Then she laughed.
No. Actually, I'm sorry I made you make a decision that I should have made. I'm not the most skilled, but there are things where you have to spend a little extra to be safe. The library thing was just that, right?
Oh, yes, maybe. But why did you call me here then?
About that. We're expanding the branch to be able to accommodate this project, right? So, I want to officially have a lead programmer.
Wait, me?
No? You're doing the work of a leader, and your skills are approved by HQ.
I fell silent. I had basically run away from HQ to avoid being promoted.
I don't intend to put everything on you. I plan on making Tonami and Ninomiya leaders and putting people below them.
Those two. Still, we couldn't stay like this forever. I'll do it then. Before I realized it, I was answering. If I'm with those two, that's what I had thought.
Yay! I'll make the official announcement soon.
Kane-saka, did you hear about the library? A few years had passed since I became the lead programmer. Tonami came over to my desk excitedly. We found a detrimental weakness. It's all over the news. This is amazing. You were exactly right. If we used it, our project would have been victims too.
No, well, we're fine. But apparently they used it at HQ.
Ninomiya always had info about these things. She was always quick. Yukie came running as we were talking.
Hanasaka, can our library replace the one that's on the news?
We cut out everything that's unnecessary, so it's not a perfect replacement, but I think it can do all regular tasks.
Good. Mr. Atsumi called us, and they want to use our library. I know this is sudden, but can you go to HQ and explain how to use it?
I took Ninomiya with me and went to HQ for the first time in years. Long time no see. Mr. Atsumi, wait, you look a little... Oh, our project almost fell apart, so I don't look my best. But thanks to you, it seems like we can make it work. I was seeing Mr. Atsumi for the first time in a while. He looked a little gaunt and smiled weakly. So, the project's lead programmer is coming, but don't be surprised, okay?
I'm sorry I'm late. I'm the lead programmer, Otsu Kanesaka. Why are you here?
Miss Otsu? I was thinking about what Mr. Atsumi had just said to me when Otsu came in. You two are both lead programmers now. No more fighting, please. I see. Don't be surprised. That's what he meant. I never felt like Otsu and I had been fighting. Since I know you, I know your skill level, so it'll be easier to explain how things work. But Otsu immediately rejected my attempts to have a friendly conversation.
Huh? What's up with you? You didn't lose your mind at the branch? You became a lead programmer, but at the end of the day, you're at some branch. You're nothing compared to someone who became lead at HQ like me.
Hey, Otsu, stop it.
I don't want him to think he's some hotshot just because he happened to develop some library. HQ is above the branches are below. He needs to know that.
What are you saying?
He didn't just happen to. Mr. Kanesaka realized the risks of the other library from the start. That's why we developed our own.
Ninomiya, you're complicating things. Like Risa said, Kanesaka had the foresight to notice the risks. You too, Mr. Atsumi? Besides, there's no above or below when you're both lead programmers. Actually, if we think about who helped the small branch grow to what it is now, we can clearly see who's above.
Ooh. But there's no way you would know what kind of work Kanesaka was doing at the branch.
I know. I've been hearing about it from my niece, Risa. What? Niece?
Yes? Shintaro is my uncle.
I stared at her. Ninomiya answered casually. So that was her source. Anyway, our company is in crisis right now. Don't fight.
I'm sorry, I understand.
It's fine. If you get it, let's hear about the library. Ninomiya and I explained everything down to the minute details. The next day, I was working at my own desk.
Kanesaka, my uncle collapsed.
Collapsed? My brain stopped working for a moment. He was tired when I saw him the other day, but he should be healthy.
He's alive, but he needs to be hospitalized. My uncle has something to say to you, so he wants you to come.
Okay, I'll go. Can you come with me? You came. I'm embarrassed. My age got the best of me. What are you saying? You still got it. It was a myocardial infarction. I need surgery, and I can't work too hard when I'm out. Mr. Atsumi looked like he somewhat expected what had happened. So, I want you to take my place. Huh? Since you started, I've been watching you work. I think you're the only one who can take over. It ignores tradition and age norms, but this is an emergency. Forgive me. Wait! I'm really a coward, so a role like that... I know. I told you I've been watching, right? You're a cowardly chicken. That's why you're good for the job. I also think making decisions is scary. Because I think that, I can make careful decisions. If it were 4 years ago, I would have refused. But at the branch, I learned to support and be supported by others. It's too short a time for a person to change. I'm still a coward, but if you're still going to choose me, I understand. I accept. Really? You'll do it? I'll put Risa on support. Risa knows my job pretty well. As a mini CTO, I returned to HQ as the head of development. My name is Kanesaka. I'm still young, but I hope we can work well together.
Wait! Does this mean you're the head of development?
After I finished introducing myself, as expected, Otsu spoke out. As I just said, this is the decision of Mr. Atsumi, who is currently in the hospital. Otsu glared at Ninomiya and me.
You guys are going out, huh?
I couldn't keep up with the sudden change in topic. I let out a weird sound.
That must be it. She's Mr. Atsumi's niece and you're going out with her.
I felt some type of way after being accused of going out with Ninomiya, but it was starting to make sense. What are you saying?
No, it's not like that. He was sent off to the branch because he harassed me. Kanesaka wouldn't do something like that. No, he did. I can't accept someone like that as my boss.
I didn't want to do this, but it was to keep my promise with Mr. Atsumi. I took out my phone from my pocket. That day, I actually recorded audio from start to finish.
Huh? Wait, stop, why?
It was just the two of us, and I was scared, so I was careful.
Why didn't you bring this up then?
Back then, I didn't want to get promoted. So, I thought I'd stay silent if the punishment wasn't too bad.
What? That's why you said thank you? Mr. Kanesaka, is it true about the recording?
Ma'am, yes. I can turn it in.
Wait, you can fake that kind of audio with AIs nowadays. You're right, but there are some other suspicions regarding your reports. After you were sent to the branch, Miss Otsu has reported several others for harassment. There are some concerns that these might be false reports. I'll get that data from you later and use it on our ongoing investigation. Mr. Kanesaka, I'm sorry I didn't believe you then.
No, I stayed silent for myself, so you don't have to apologize.
When people take advantage of the sexual harassment issue, it makes the issue even worse. Miss Otsu, depending on the results of the investigation, please prepare for whatever comes out.
Miss Otsu's shoulders slumped. With the investigation, the truth came out. The people who were punished in the past had their names cleared. And Otsu was fired for falsifying reports. On top of that, she was being sued by her victims.
What the hell? I was trying to get promoted. Why would this happen?
You should never do something wrong to get ahead. I regretted staying silent to avoid getting promoted, and... Mr. Atsumi, congratulations. Are you really quitting? Yes, I'll leave the rest to you and relax. When Mr. Atsumi retired, I was officially the CTO. Thank you for everything. I'm a coward, but I'll take my role as CTO seriously. Ha! You'll be fine. Oh, you can take things with Risa seriously, too. Whew. I don't have to write as much code, but I have to make more decisions. I was even more careful with my work. It was hard to oversee all the projects, but the work felt worthwhile.
Mr. Kanesaka, I made some tea. So would you like to take a break?
Oh, thanks. I'll have some. As soon as I turned around... Huh? Ninomiya kissed me suddenly. My eyes widened. Whoa, why?
You're in the wrong here. You say you're a coward and you never make any moves.
Since Mr. Atsumi talked to me, it had the opposite effect, and I couldn't do anything about Ninomiya.
I'm following the 3 virtues of the programmer. Be lazy and take the shortest route. No games. Short temper because I can't wait anymore. the arrogance to know that you like me.
I can't be a boyfriend if I can't face Mr. Atsumi. Before I knew it, that thought made me lose sight of the three virtues.
Was that bad?
Ninomiya looked worried. If I didn't say anything here, I wouldn't be a man. Sorry, I'm a failure as a programmer. It wasn't bad, like you said. When I said it, her expression shined like a blooming flower. You don't always have to have ambition, but there are things you can only come to see when you change your environment. And sometimes, your weaknesses become your strengths. Huh, don't you dare get close to her. You, from some piddly little company? We're the elite from the top company. Know your place.
I'm Konomi Jimbo from Edito Publishing. It's a pleasure to work with you all.
Konomi? What are you doing at our company? If you turn your favorite hobby into a job, you'll end up hating what you used to love. That's why you should purposefully choose a job you dislike and just endure it for 8 hours. You'll be happier if you spend plenty of time on your favorite hobby after that. Some streamer who's good at winning arguments was passionately saying that. But I couldn't help but think he was wrong.
Hey, Tatsuru, working overtime this late again?
Huh? President Ogawa? Whoa, I didn't realize it was so late.
I appreciate your dedication, but your health comes first. Go home now.
I'm Tatsuru Kanda. I'm 28 and work at Love Koi Publishing, a small company with less than 10 employees, including the president. You're one to talk, President Ogawa. You're working late too.
It's fine for me. I started this company to do what I love.
I love this job too. It was my dream to be involved with books, so I don't mind the overtime at all.
Thank you. I'm counting on you. But even if you don't mind, as your employer, I have a responsibility.
Right, I understand. Well, I'll be heading home for today. See you tomorrow. I've loved books since I was a kid, and always wanted to work for a publisher, but the publishing world is a tough one to get into. Even the major companies only hire about 20 new graduates, and they're still all about prestigious universities, filled with grads from T University and K University. With my university degree, getting into a major publisher was completely out of the question, Master.
That was common in my day, but it's surprising some companies are still so focused on university prestige. But because of that, you're fulfilled now, right?
Exactly. We don't have enough people to divide the labor, so I get to do everything from start to finish. It's the best. I have a bar I often stop by after work, and on this day, I was making small talk with the master as usual.
Welcome.
Good evening. Oh, Tatsuru, you're here too?
The person who walked in was Konomi Jinbo. I don't know where she works or much about her personal life, but she's a regular I talk to whenever we meet at the bar. Good evening, Konomi. You're quite late today.
I know. You won't believe it. Oh, but first, Master, I'll have my usual dry gin.
From what I heard, Konomi's company seems to be very old-fashioned, with outdated customs still rampant. That sounds tough. So, what about overtime?
Everyone clocks out and then keeps working. It's become an unspoken rule, which is kind of scary. Oh, I'm so jealous of you, Tatsuru. You always look so happy when you talk about your work.
Sometime after that, one night while I was drinking at the usual bar, a new customer came in.
Welcome.
Just one, is that okay? Konomi Jinbo recommended this place to me.
I see. Thank you for coming. Please, have a seat right here.
A friend of Konomi's? The master showed him to his seat, took his order, and served the man a highball. But maybe it was just my imagination. The master seemed a bit sluggish. He also looked like he was struggling to make conversation. maybe it's because it's usually just regulars and new customers are rare. Thinking I'd help out, I decided to wait for the right moment and strike up a conversation with him. Nice to meet you. You know Konomi, right? I'm a friend of hers from this bar. Konomi is my junior at work. You've heard of Erito Publishing, of course. He quickly handed me his business card. Erito Publishing is the biggest in the industry. His name, full of confidence, was Kojo Shoshi. Konomi works for a major publisher? I know it well. It was my first choice when I was job hunting as a student, but I was rejected right after the first round of interviews. I see you have quite a past. Are you in the same industry by chance, Tatsuru? Yes, I work at Lovekoi Publishing. Huh? Never heard of a publisher like that. I guess not. We only have 10 employees and haven't published any famous books yet. When I said that, Kojo Shoshi scoffed at me as if to mock me. Don't you dare get close to her. You, from some piddly little company? We're the elite from the top company. Know your place. We only talk when we happen to meet at this bar. After that, Kojo Shoshi's bragging about his top-tier company went on and on. If he were drunk, it would be one thing, but if he's always like this, he must have problems with people. I hate to say it, but his behavior gave me a glimpse of the old-fashioned corporate culture and customs that Konomi was worried about. The master had a skeptical look on his face the whole time and didn't join the conversation much. Master, do you think Konomi hates me now? That day, I found myself whining to the master. It had been over 2 months since I last saw Konomi.
Could you not sigh so heavily? You're bringing my mood down too.
But I haven't seen her at all since the day she told me about her problems at work. Even though we're just regulars who know each other from the bar, I can't help but worry when I don't see her for this long. Maybe, did Kojo Shoshi tell Konomi about me at work? Why didn't I get her contact information beforehand? I never expected this to happen.
Gah! A man who can't think ahead will never be popular with the ladies, no matter the era.
Ugh. By the way, has that obnoxious guy, Konomi Sr., been here since?
That was the last I saw of him. I doubt he'll come back, but even if you run into him, you'd better not count on him for anything.
Of course not. It would just add fuel to the fire, and as a man, I don't want to do that. The next time I see her, I'll talk more in depth about work. Just as I was thinking that, the unbelievable happened.
Everyone, there's someone I'd like you to meet. She's our new colleague, a newcomer from a major competitor.
A few days later, seeing the woman who had just changed jobs, my eyes went wide.
I'm Konomi Jimbo from Erito Publishing. It's a pleasure to work with you all.
Konomi? What are you doing at our company?
It's been a while. You always looked so happy when you talked about your job, Tatsuru, so I've been interested for a long time.
Well, even so, coming from Erito Publishing to our company is... I mean, no offense to you, President Ogawa.
I know. I was surprised at first too. But when I heard during the interview that you knew Tatsuru, I was immediately relieved. The name recognition and stability of a major company must be hard to give up, but it showed me you're someone who values fulfillment more. You basically recruited her to her company without even realizing it, Tatsuru. So now you have a big responsibility. Naturally, I'll need you to be her mentor.
Of course. Thank you, President Ogawa. Let's do our best, Konomi.
Yes, let's. I'm looking forward to it.
And just like that, a miracle occurred. The relationship that was just two regulars at a bar a few months ago turned into us being colleagues. In any case, I was relieved to see that Konomi was as cheerful and energetic as ever. Seeing her like this, I guess she didn't hate me after all. Thank goodness. Ironically, during the 2 months I couldn't see her at the bar, I realized keenly that I had special feelings for Konomi. I don't remember telling Konomi where I worked, so she must have heard it from Kojo Shoshi. That said, Konomi wasn't the type of person to look down on me like Kojo Shoshi did.
Tatsuru, I've come up with a few book proposals. Could you take a look?
On her very first day, Konomi brought in already well-developed proposals. Wow, these are all likely to be big hits. Do you have any authors in mind?
Yes. Using my connections from college and my time at Erito Publishing, I can select the perfect author for each proposal from a wide range of candidates.
This proposal skill and your extensive network? You're amazing, Konomi. What about the format?
The format? What's a format?
Her question made my jaw drop, but I quickly added an explanation. The book format, like A5, Shinsho, Bunko, it means the size of the book.
Oh, a different department always figured out the best solution for that, so I don't really know much about it.
Huh? Oh, right. Major companies have a clear division of labor, so what about selecting the paper for the book?
Sorry, I've never done that. Everything related to cost calculation was handled by another department.
What about page design or proofreading? Or maybe visiting bookstores and holding publication events?
Yes, of course. That was a different department or outsourced.
So what exactly can you do besides planning, Konomi?
Checking! I can perfectly check everything that comes in from other departments or contractors. I've also already created a checklist to assess your suitability as my mentor, which I'll be submitting to the president later.
Ugh, please, go easy on me. So, Konomi was a specialist as an editor, and her proposals kept getting approved one after another. This brings our concurrent projects this month to 5. Are you okay with that?
This is nothing. In fact, I'm enjoying the challenge.
Because she came from a major company with a division of labor, there were many things she couldn't do, but it didn't take her long to learn the ropes. And so, Konomi quickly became a key employee at Love Koi Publishing.
Welcome.
Master, it's been a while. I brought a special guest today. The night Konomi's first book was published, I invited her to our usual bar.
Long time no see.
She'd only been away for a little while, but for some reason, Konomi seemed unusually awkward.
It's been a while. Glad to see you're doing well.
Actually, Konomi transferred to my company. Today, we're celebrating the release of her first book, so I suggested we come to the bar where we first met. We all toasted with Konomi's favorite gin, including the master. As we drank, Konomi seemed to relax and started talking about the differences between her old job and her new one.
Erito Publishing has a long history, so everyone's very rigid. They never approve any new proposals. They'd get angry and tell me that all I needed to do was follow the successful publications of the past, and that a rookie shouldn't do anything unnecessary.
I had a feeling, but it really is that kind of corporate culture, isn't it?
I mentioned before how we'd clocked out during overtime, but compliance is just for show. There's a harassment counseling office, but no one uses it because of a rumor that going there will affect your performance review. It was during that time that I kept seeing you, Tatsuru, looking so happy, and it made me want to change jobs.
So she had decided to change jobs and was too busy with the handover process to come to the bar. Didn't you have anyone at the company you could talk to, like Kojo Shoshi, the one who supposedly recommended this place? I just happened to run into him here, but you must have been on good enough terms for him to recommend his favorite bar, right?
Huh? How do you know about him?
What? I met him here the other day. Did he not tell you about me at work? For just a moment, I thought I saw a shadow pass over Konomi's cheerful face. I got off work on time. Maybe I'll grab a bite to eat somewhere before heading home. As I was thinking that and leaving the building, a man who seemed to be waiting for me suddenly spoke.
Yo, remember me?
The one picking a fight was Kojo Shoshi from Erito Publishing. I hadn't seen him since that day at the bar, but after being ridiculed so much on our first meeting, there's no way I could forget him. You're Kojo Shoshi, the guy I met at the bar a few months ago, right? What's up?
So even someone from a third-rate publisher can remember a face, but it's no use if you've forgotten the most important thing.
The most important thing? What's that?
I told you back then not to make a move on Konomi, didn't I? And yet, she ended up transferring to a piddly little publisher like this. You must have tricked her and pulled some strings behind the scenes, didn't you?
Of course I didn't do that. I didn't even know her contact information until she transferred.
What? If you didn't trick her, there's no way someone would move from the biggest company to a place like this.
Konomi's words, seeing how happy Tatsuro always was, made me want to change jobs. That feeling, that reason for changing jobs, I'm sure it wasn't a lie. It might be third rate in terms of size, but there are a lot of things you can only experience at a small company. What's wrong with someone wanting to find fulfillment and transferring to a company like that?
Huh. Someone who failed our company's entrance exam has no right to talk so big.
Say what you want about me, but our company is definitely going to grow from here on out. And I won't let you insult her for taking action with such great determination and courage. I retorted strongly, thinking I might have dampened Kojo Shoshi's spirit, but he quickly recovered.
Konomi.
In the direction he was looking was Konomi, who had just left work. Noticing us, she came over.
Why are you here, Ko?
You came at the right time. This guy is full of lies. I can't even talk to him. Konomi, you're being deceived. Anyone can see a transfer like this is crazy. Snap out of it.
Konomi let out a small sigh and glared at him sharply.
Give me a break. You're the last person I want to hear anything from about my job change.
Huh.
Part of the reason I left Erito Publishing was to get away from the restrictive environment bound by old customs, but a major reason was also the stress and annoyance of you constantly hitting on me, Ko.
Huh?
You went to the bar that Tatsuru and I go to, lying that I recommended it, didn't you? I never told you about that place. What's going on?
Well, that's,
Weren't you secretly stalking me and looking into what I was doing after I left the company?
No way. I wouldn't.
Kojo Shoshi became flustered. Seeing his obvious reaction, probably hit the mark.
You peeked into the bar and saw me talking happily with Tatsuru, and you flew into a jealous rage. You were so desperate to feel superior to Tatsuru that you pretended I had recommended the place and went in another day. Am I wrong?
Kojo Shoshi stayed silent, frantically shaking his head, but neither Konomi nor I were convinced by that.
I'm now working happily in the best possible environment at Love Koi Publishing. Not everyone in the world chooses a job based solely on public recognition or good benefits. Someone as vain as you, Ko, you'll probably never understand. That company harassment counseling office doesn't even work properly, and I knew that no matter who I complained to, I'd just be ignored. That's why I didn't report it to the company. But if you're going to show up here too, I'll have to consider going to the police.
Breaking out in a cold sweat and turning pale, Kojo Shoshi seemed to have lost all will to argue back.
My, what's all this commotion?
Just then, President Ogawa came out of the office. In front of the company, Konomi was tearfully pleading with a strange man. It was only natural for her to be suspicious.
President Ogawa, good evening. I'm sorry for causing a scene.
Konomi, could this man be the one?
Yes, he is.
You knew about this, President Ogawa?
When she was hired, Konomi told me just in case something like this happened. She said there was a senior colleague who was stalking her and might show up here out of spite. I never thought he'd actually come.
I see. Perhaps he didn't like the contemptuous look I gave him, as he once again spat out aggressive words.
Damn it. A bunch of nobodies from a piddly publisher ganging up on me from Erito Publishing?
Hearing Kojo Shoshi's outburst, President Ogawa's expression turned cold as she calmly retorted.
You really have a foul mouth. I'll have to lodge a formal complaint with the upper management at Erito Publishing.
Huh? A complaint from a nobody like Lovekoi Publishing will never reach our top brass. This is why people who don't know their place are such a pain.
At this comment from Kojo Shoshi, both Konomi and I could only hang our heads in disbelief, because...
I see. Well, the president of your company is my younger brother, but you're saying it still won't reach his ears? If you want, I can call my brother right now and have him come over.
Gah!
I hear that her brother has always been afraid of his older sister and can't stand up to her, so you'd better be prepared.
No way! Is that even possible?
Kojo Shoshi hurriedly bowed his head, but President Ogawa ignored him and reported everything over the phone. Shortly after, Kojo Shoshi was summoned by the company's upper management.
As for your power harassment incidents within the company, we could overlook them as an internal matter. However, stalking a former female employee is unacceptable. Do you understand? What? So the treatment changes depending on whether the person is an insider or an outsider?
Trying to save face on only the outside is a sloppy response typical of old companies. In the end, Kojo Shoshi was ordered to be transferred to the book storage in the basement, commonly known as the ouster room. Konomi's long-standing problem was finally resolved, but there was one thing that still bothered me. How did Konomi find out where I worked? I never once told Konomi my place of employment. I thought maybe Kojo Shoshi had told her, but Konomi didn't even know that he and I had met. And yet, Konomi had transferred to my company. If my hypothesis was correct, then that person must be...
Welcome.
Master, you really had me fooled, but I've figured out your true identity.
Now, what are you talking about?
The fact that Konomi knew where I worked, and the fact that you stopped coming here completely after Kojo Shoshi showed up. The way you acted strangely when Kojo Shoshi was here. From all that, you are... Konomi's father, aren't you?
Gah! Ha ha! So you figured it out. Hey, Konomi, it's no use hiding.
Konomi came out from behind the counter.
See? I told you he'd figure it out because you're so sharp, Tatsuru. I'm sorry for not telling you until now. I figured if I was going to drink anyway, I might as well support my dad's bar, and then I just lost the timing to tell you.
Thank goodness. Even the master told me that a man who can't think ahead isn't attractive. But you must have been surprised when Kojo Shoshi suddenly showed up here, right?
Konomi had told me about her senior colleague stalking her, but I never imagined he'd show up himself, lying about being recommended. Back then, they were still at the same company, so I couldn't do anything too drastic. You joining the conversation really helped.
I knew it. You were acting a little strange, Master.
The other day, he staggered in here with a vacant look in his eyes, so this time I yelled, "Don't you ever come near my daughter again," and kicked him out.
Konomi gets angry at her boisterously laughing father, telling him not to be so reckless. Seeing the two of them like this, I knew I wouldn't get another chance. Master, may I have your permission to date... No, to date Konomi?
What? Hey, Tatsuru, you're getting ahead of yourself.
Ha ha! So, a man who can think ahead tries to win me over first, eh? I like your style. You have my approval. Besides, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't have recommended you transfer to his company in the first place.
Hey, don't leave me out of this.
In every industry, there are big corporations, small and medium-sized businesses, and tiny companies, and all of them are respectable jobs. There's no such thing as a superior or inferior job. Everyone has different values they look for in their work, and it's perfectly fine to turn what you love into a job. Konomi, I look forward to our future together.
Yes, me too.
What's wrong with making a living out of what you love? Thanks to that, I was able to meet my irreplaceable partner. I want to prove it with my own life, so that one day I can even challenge that famous debate king.